can have a dream. Let's make it real. No better time than now. Best life ever. You can have a dream. Best life ever. Let's make it real. No better time than now. Best life ever. Make this your best life ever. Make this your best life ever. Make this your best life. You can have a dream. Let's make it real. No better time.
Everyone, welcome to the Aladin Show. Wherever you are, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you for joining me on Aladin Show. And today I have a lovely guest, more beautiful lady here sitting beside me, and she's going to share her knowledge and experience. Her name is Pinky Gadali. I hope I pronounced it right. I'm sure she'll correct me on that. And I'll just give you a brief introduction before she comes on. She's a lovely lady I came across on Facebook, and she does a lot of lives and she empowers so many people, especially women. And she's really, really passionate about empowering more women and helping us, many women around the world. She's actually a women's life and a business coach. And as I said, she's very passionate about helping so many people out there. And she's her empowerment is to achieve personal and professional goals for all women out there. And she also runs the Women in Network in Edinburgh and Women in Network in Glasgow event once a month, I think. Is that correct? Yeah. Right. And she's into health and fitness. She looks great. She's into healthy eating and fitness. And she told me that she loves moving, and she's actually the best version of herself. And she's inspiring so many women out there to be the best version of themselves. And it's so amazing to have her on my show today. And welcome, Pinky.
Thank you, Aladin. What a fantastic introduction.
I know.
I feel so privileged and so famous right now.
You are. And I just want to say thank you for your time, coming away from Edinburgh to Glasgow. And I know that time is very valuable. And I just want to say I really appreciate that you've come all that way. And, just with your presence and your energy in the show here.
Pleasure.
And now, I know we're going to talk about creating a growth mindset, and I know when I put this out today to people on my Facebook page and other pages out there, and people are so excited to hear more about it and tuning in now to watch, and I know that people will get a lot of value from today listening to you, and you have been inspiring so many people, especially women out there. There are a lot of men who are watching will gain a lot from it. It doesn't matter men or women, but everyone's going to gain from this. So let's talk about creating a growth mindset. So what is a growth mindset? What does it mean? What does that mean? When somebody hears, I want to create a growth mindset, what does that really mean?
I think in terms of growth mindset and fixed mindset, growth mindset is a big buzzword at the moment. I think that the fact that people are talking about it a lot, about the abundance side of things and how it empowers people and how it's one of those things that, we strive to achieve it on a day-to-day basis. I don't think there is such a thing as actually having a pure growth mindset. I don't think anybody has that. I think you have to work at it. I think it is about consistent daily practice. It's about reprogramming those connections that you have in your brain that you may have in the past. Put yourself down, been negative about yourself, had limiting beliefs or self-doubt where you might have been saying things to yourself where you were negative. And if you imagine you've been doing that all your life, that's created your fixed mindset. And for me, it's about creating that abundance, that growth, being able to stretch, being out of your comfort zone, being able to take those little risks that you may not have taken before, but just being able to challenge yourself just that little bit. And that's what I do with a lot of my clients. I've worked with many clients around the world, and I think what it is when you develop that daily practice and you are putting in that drive, that determination, that persistence, and to be able to really reprogram what you have been thinking. And it takes that somebody else sometimes, it takes that coach or that mentor to help you do that, because sometimes doing it on your own can be quite difficult. So if you've been doing the same thing over years and keep doing the same thing, you're not going to achieve anything different. I think I've said that slightly differently to a quote that we all know, but you know what I'm getting at.
Yes.
when I say that if you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to keep getting the same result, and nothing ever changes.
Okay. So having a fixed mindset, you said, like, is somebody who's actually thinking the same way, doing the same thing, and mentally, emotionally, every single day of their life, but they believe that they can't change, or that's a belief. Fixed mindset is that that's how they are. Because I've come across people and family members, friends, like, that's always been like this for me. I can't change, or I'm too old to change, because and all this. Is that the fixed mindset? That's what I've come across. Some people, that's an example. I think people understand that. Is that?
I think it's also that idea that if you've got a fixed mindset, you think you've got that gift or you haven't. So you spend your whole life thinking, I'm not very intelligent. I'm not very creative. I'm not confident. All these, I believe, are skills, and these skills can be learnt. So for instance, recently, say for example, I had a client who was struggling with confidence, struggling with being able to public speak. Coming on one of these shows would absolutely petrified her, and she would never have done anything like this. I don't even think she would do a live because she's so scared of going on camera. There's so many people out there, particularly women, who hold themselves back because they're afraid of what other people are thinking, more worried about pleasing other people, and worried about just not feeling good enough. And that is such a commonplace. And working with her over a period of 3 months, we got to a place where she was comfortable with the way that she looked and wasn't really worried about what other people thought, and was able to get on camera. That was a big step for her, to be able to get on in front of an iPhone and be able to get out there and actually say something and promote her business and to change that. And I think what your point when you said about, I'm too old, or I'm not, the other thing that you said was...
I said this, the way I was brought up is the way that's how it is. I can't change.
Right.
That's a lot of because I've come across a lot of people or even one point of my life I thought that's the way I am, and then obviously you learn you become more aware that's not the case, and you start shifting and saying no, that's not you. So I know that a lot of people I've come across or I've worked with in the past who've always said that. And even now I've come across people say I'm too, especially the one they use, I'm too old.
Yeah.
Or I'm too old to change, or I'm too old to do this, or learn this, or, in the examples.
As far as I'm concerned, you are never too old. Never too old to change your life around. Never. If anybody's out there listening to this right now, you are not too old to change your life. Trust me, I've done it myself. I've changed careers from being an optometrist to what I'm doing now, and it is literally the best decision I've ever made in my whole life. I am so passionate about what I do and about helping people. And yes, I do specifically work with women in my group coaching programs, but I do work with men as well. And I think that it's it's all about putting more energy into learning rather than trying to look smart.
Okay.
There's so many of us try and look smart by saying, oh, no, I'm not going to do that. But then you hold yourself back because you're not actually doing anything that's challenging you. So afraid of failing because you're not going to look good if you fail, right? The best investment I've ever made is the investment I made in myself 10 years ago when I started doing personal development on myself. And I took on a coach. I went through a really terrible time of having a divorce. And at the same time, I was always surrounded by men. My whole life, I was always surrounded by amazing men who inspired me and supported me. However, I realized that there was a shift that was required to be able to help more women out there who'd been through what I'd been through and to be able to give that back, because I never felt like I was around that community of women. You know how little girls play in the park with their friends and it's always with the girls and you play with the dolls and you're doing things, girly stuff like makeup and things. I was never into any of that. Don't know about you. I was always a tomboy. I played football, and that was cool. That was me. Biking and running about and staying out till late and just having fun, and that's never left me. What I realized is that women are very powerful when they come together. When we create that tribe, that effect, that community, when we come together, amazing things start to happen. And that's what happened 4 years ago when I started Women in Networking Edinburgh and Women in Networking Glasgow. And I'm expanding it into London as of next month. And I'm really excited because it means it involves more women. It means that we all then get to collaborate. We all support each other. We can have days where we can celebrate our wins, because we don't as women. Since when have you last given yourself a pat on the back for doing something really good? Anything that you do, you just kind of think, oh yeah, that's just the norm. That's what we do.
Yeah. So, as I said, you're very passionate about helping women, and I think women they want change. I think very easily they want help. Rather than men don't really come forward. Women are coming forward, and they say, okay, I need to make that change. I know what's wrong. And where men are like, what? They know what they want they want the change, but because it's a masculine thing, you don't ask for help, in the male side of it. But today the show is also about men who might be watching things. Sure. It's not women. So men, you do that as well. Pinky also helps one-to-one with them. But I think now the growth mindset side of it is because I was watching one of the YouTube videos about Dr. Limpton talking about subconscious mind, and changing that is all about repeating habits, repeatingly. This is what, people talk about affirmations and things comes into play, and we have to repeat it to actually, to really change the recording of our mind in the back end, to change the, talking about the growth mindset here, as we said about people who said, I can't change this, or but as you said, we all change. But you work with people. So in what way do you do that to change that recording of the previous habits or previous mindset?
Okay, so I'll give you an example. Working with what I've done over the last few years. So 2 years ago, I trained as a master practitioner and NLP with a co-creator in London. And I'm actually going back next week to do it again, because I think I'm in a different place now in terms of learning. And for me, having a growth mindset is about learning. When you stop learning, everything stops in your mind. And learning, I think, is a lifelong thing, and you do it all your life and you never stop. And in that way, you never stop growing. And that's about the growth mindset. And I think anybody can change if they want to. If you don't want to change, then that's a different thing. But if you have it in your mind that you want to change, then you can. It is a possibility. So I use tools and techniques that are involved with neuro-linguistic programming. So that could be the thought process that's going on, that it might be a decision-making process that you've got going on that you want to change, and it might be that you want to stop saying negative thoughts to yourself and you want to say more positive things, which is another form of rewiring. And I also use visualization, and the good thing about visualization is you're tapping into the subconscious mind, which is 95% of the brain that is doing most of the work in the background that you have absolutely no awareness of. And I think self-awareness at that point is really key. So the first point I would always talk to my clients about is, what is it that you're saying to yourself? Because if you don't know, then you're constantly just going through the cycles on a day-to-day basis. So firstly, it's what is it that you're saying to yourself? And then secondly, is it actually true what you're saying? Is it a truth? Is it a fact? Because 99% of the time, it's actually just a thought that's just popped into your mind and you're just saying it because it's by your program, it's by your habit, it's what you've been doing over many years. And then you change it. You're changing it to something that is more positive, something that is more growth mindset related. So saying things like, I can't do this, is really not benefiting you. That is fixed mindset. That is absolutely fixed. If you want to be in the growth mindset zone, then using the words I can't is not useful. So in our house, with my son who's 11, I can't is banned. We don't say those words in our house because that is just meaning that you've given up. It means that you're not trying. It means that you're not using your growth mindset. And it also means that you're actually ignoring those, the good side, the positive side. You're taking in the negative and not really noticing the positive. And that's what we do as humans. We tend to just keep being negative.
Is it quite difficult with your clients that when, I just find that people who are in an environment of people who are negative and they're in this, their family members maybe, and they want to be positive, it's quite difficult to change their mindset. You said that it's all about change. They want to change, but then, there may be some people who want to change, but they start doing it, then they go back where they started. But as I said, it's important to have the right group of people around you to help to kind of help with the growth mindset. Is that right?
Absolutely. Proximity is power, as I always say. So you are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. So if you're spending most of your time with negative Nellies, as we call them in Scotland, then that's exactly how you're going to be.
Okay.
So
I was always wondering, the questions in my mind is, you might not, I don't know if you would know that, but in my mind I keep saying, so why 5 people? Why not 2? I'm just like that.
I don't know, there's this very intelligent man called Jim Rohn that made that quote.
Well, I would love to know.
Me.
I need to actually find that. If you know that, please comment below because I'd love to
hear
know
why.
Why? Because I'm always curious about this. I'm like, how come they say that? Why is that? Or why is this? It's like a child saying, like, what is sky blue? Why is it blue? Do you know what I mean? How is it blue? So I'm always thinking things like that because that's my growth mindset, because I want to expand to like, okay, I need to know why this is, so for myself. But it's something, I don't know why it's just popped in when you said 5, because that's something I've asked myself in the past. I thought you might, give me a bit of clarity if you knew something like, but I'm sure there are people out there. But this is, but you're right, so it's very, very important to have a growth mindset. It basically changes people's life dramatically. And you just give an example of the client you've used that who lacked confidence at public speaking and then like 3 months later she was in a different place, a totally different person, you might say.
Absolutely. And I think to be successful, and successful people, you know, have failed several times, and that's how they've become successful. You know, failure is part of the process. Failure is learning, and the word fail itself is an acronym which I absolutely love, is the first attempt in learning. So if you are learning and growing, which is what having a growth mindset is all about, then fail forwards and keep doing it, because that is the way to be successful. Every single successful person that you see that is out there, I can tell you 100% of the time has failed over their career, over their journey, over their lifetime, hundreds of times. But all they've done differently to you is just get back up and just keep going. And I truly believe that. And I think that is so, so true for people compared to somebody with a fixed mindset who just thinks, oh no, I'm just going to give up now. What's the point? That's the problem. It's that what's the point that actually makes you plateau and you're never going to reach your full potential.
Yeah. One thing I remember is, because I've been doing various things in my life in the past and enjoyed every minute of it. And when you mentioned about failure there, it came to mind. So I look at life and say to myself, oh, that didn't work. We'll go to the next one, right? To me is, I know what doesn't work and I know what I have to change to move. And that's something that I personally do in my mind. It's like, I never see as a failure or anything. I've never failed. Where I am now is because of what I had to do. And I see it as a journey completing to the next level, to the next thing, because it's a growth side of it. What do you think?
Absolutely. Like, if you are not there, you haven't made it yet. Just keep going. You're just not there.
What is there? Here's a question
for me.
Yeah.
What's there? Wow. I want to globalize my netwomen.co. Check it out. www.netwomen.co, and that's going to be all over the world, where I'm going to be able to help women, empower them to be able to be the best version of themselves, reach their full potential, support, collaborate, making sure that they are able to get out there and be supported. I think that's really important, because women need communities, they need tribes, and every successful woman out there has a tribe of women that has her back. So thank you to everybody that supports me on Wine and Wing. I absolutely love it. It's a great group. And what else?
You are inspiring women already. So you're on the journey to wherever, but there's never a destination anyway, because we always want beyond.
Absolutely. I mean, I want to keep doing this till the day that I die. This is my life. You know, continually helping women to be the best version of themselves is what I want to do. I want to help them not limit themselves and not hold themselves back. And if I can help 1, 2, 3 women a day, that's a few thousand. That's okay. I can do that. I can keep continuing to help women like that.
Well, you are creating a ripple effect already, you know, by being on, through social media and various other things, and a lot of talks you're doing amazing work, an amazing job. And but as we mentioned about your journey, this is what you want to do, and I'm sure a lot of people have their kind of want to do similar to you and or have other goals to achieve. But what you're saying is, you know, is you obviously have a passion. Passion is the driving force, because when you have passion, you don't give up, because that's the key. That's the fire that drives you.
That is my why.
Why?
Yeah, my why is this. You know, this is about helping people and helping them grow.
Mm-hmm. And there's so many wonderful people maybe watching just now who have a why. They have the similar thing. They have a passion for doing something, and that's a driving force. But as you said, that having the right group of people or the support helps a lot to make it a bit easier to kind of follow that that kind of the journey that is kind of calling you, might say, to. But that's why I'm sitting here with you, because I love what I'm doing, because I love meeting wonderful ladies like you and men as well who come on my show and seeing the difference that you're making. Even if you think you're making a teeny difference, and I know you're making a huge difference.
Oh,
See
thank
what I mean?
you.
So I know that, you've already making a difference, and I know that you reach so many other women worldwide,
Hope so.
But I want to say, so where could people find you if they want to contact you, if they want to have a chat with you or get a session, or can you?
So I offer a complimentary call with all of my new clients, because I feel like we need to have that connection before we work together. So it's really an idea on if we will have that fit, that gel, that bond before we start working together. And you can book that on www.bypinky.com. And yeah, have a look at my website. It's got everything on there. It's got what I do. It's got testimonials. It's got my programs, and everything's on there. So check me out. I'm on Facebook. So connect with me on there. It's @bypinkyg. And yeah, ask me questions. And I'd love to hear from you after this show, and ask me whatever you like. I'll be on answering all the questions as well. So
Yeah, so everybody out there, please, if you've got any question for Pinky, comment below, and she'll be answering all your questions. She's a very inspiring lady. She's doing amazing work, and she's empowering so many people, especially women out there, and support her on her page and our, and come along to our networking events.
Yeah, definitely. If you're in Scotland, come along. If you're in London, next month.
Yeah.
So it's super exciting.
Fantastic. I know this is a short show. I mean, it's only 30 minutes. It could just talk for hours and hours, in depth. But I hope the audience out there have actually got some value out of it. I'm sure I've definitely have got value out of today. Please, if you've got any questions, just message her, and she'll be happy to answer any questions. But I'd like to say to everybody out there who's been watching my show, thank you for watching, coming on, and supporting me and empowering me. And just because you're coming on, that is actually, every week is making me more excited to do the shows. And I've been so blessed to get so many wonderful guests coming on, and sharing their amazing stories and the skills and experience, and all the knowledge that's going to help so many people out there. Please share this show with so many friends, family members, and by doing that, you will be helping so many people out there. So it's like a ripple effect of this, is to help other people and just to make the world a better place. It's all about uplifting and being in the better version of ourselves. So I'd like to say to Pinky here, thank you for coming on, thank you for your time, and thank you for sharing this wonderful energy with the viewers out there. And I know that, you are already, but you are going to inspire so many wonderful women out there who are looking for you, and I'm sure they'll be watching and saying, I need to speak to Pinky out there,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, and get in touch if you want to talk to me.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you everybody for watching, and I hope you could join me next week and Aladin Show. Please share the show with as many people as you can, and see you next week. Bye.
Best life ever. Make this your best life. If you have a dream.